Alright guys, welcome back, and in this video I want to start talking to you guys about FXML. Now, the easiest way I can explain what FXML is it's essentially HTML for Java. In other words, you can use it to design the view, in other words the layout or the interface for the user, and then you can stick all of your brains, all of the logic in a separate file called a controller, and it breaks up everything. It organizes your project really easily, and there's some other cool things that you can do with it as well. So if you're using IntelliJ, then it's really easy to get started. If you just select new project and you click JavaFX, then you can just say something like FXML like example or whatever you want, and finish and check it out. So if I expand and show you guys what's going on, once it's done setting up, alright. So whenever we get our template FXML project, we're given three documents to start. The first one is main. We already know what that does. It's our starting point. The second one is controller, and the third one is this FXML, and that's what I'm going to be teaching you guys in this video. So already you can see that in FXML it kind of resembles the basic template of HTML with all these, tags and the structure of it. And another thing I want to point out, whenever IntelliJ gives you this default project, they give you a bunch of little statements that you don't really need or you don't really use right now. That's what these gray little squiggles mean. So what I did is, on my GitHub page, if you go to the JavaFX section, 31 FXML, I made a really simple, cleaner template, and this is a little bit easier to follow. So again, just copy all of this data from the sample.fxml document, and then we can just use this one instead. It'll be a little bit easier to follow along with. So before we just start jumping into this code, I'll explain to you exactly how all of this fits together real clearly. And actually, let me clean this up a little bit so it's going to be a little bit easier to understand. Alright, so we know whenever the program first starts, it calls main, and we already learned in FXML, main is going to go ahead and call start. Now in the start function, what it's going to do is it's going to kick off this resource right here, which is your sample.fxml file. So this is essentially the view, in other words, all the layout and design that the user sees, and this sample.fxml file is tied to this controller right here, controller.java. So this is pretty much the brains behind your FXML file. So let me run this and show you guys what's going on. And if it kicks off anytime now. Alright, so this is our interface. We can see in FXML, and I'll explain what all these little attributes and all this means later, but we have a label. So this is the label, it says I love bacon. We have a button, a submit button, there you go. And when we click it, nothing happens. This, again, is just the overall layout, the structure, the design. So this right here, what code would we write in here? Well, whenever we click the button, then, print something out in the terminal. Whenever we like submit a form, send it to the database. So all the behind the scenes logic, that's what we're going to stick in there. Now another thing you may be wondering is, alright, this is great and all, but why wouldn't I just design my entire interface through code? I mean, up until this point we've been learning how to write JavaFX to essentially design a GUI, a graphical user interface. So why would I switch over to FXML? Well, one of the reasons is because, obviously, as I just demonstrated, it breaks up your view and your logic. So it organizes your entire project a little bit easier, and also you guys are going to love this. And I just want to give you guys a little hint, and I'll show you guys how to install Scene Builder in, I don't know, probably 10 tutorials or so. But JavaFX has this tool called Scene Builder, and again, we're kind of getting our head of ourselves, but I want to show you, I just want to kind of get your mouth watering a little bit. And it's pretty much an awesome application where you can pretty much drag and drop and design your layout incredibly easily. Now whenever you do this in Scene Builder, what it's actually doing behind the scenes is it's editing your FXML file. So before we just hop right into Scene Builder and start learning how to use that, it's a better idea if we understand exactly what's going on. So in case we get any bugs or we want to do anything manually, then we can learn how to do that.